here we go. I got the turn signals in there integrated now from the tune, so I'm just checking to make sure everything's good to go. Now you hear that engine roaring with that exhaust, so deciding day today to get out and go ride. The tune is in from Gabros. Yeah, now I'm going to go test and just see how everything clicks together. A lot of modifications and upgrades and things like that are coming pretty quick with this bike. Probably the fastest that I've started modding on the bike, to be honest. The cool thing is though is that this bike is already nicely set up, in my opinion. So I'm not gonna be doing a ton. It's just the basic, performance things I would be normally doing to other bikes. But yeah, just hearing that exhaust note coming out of the little community here, I'm like, I was pretty nervous. I ain't gonna lie. It definitely makes you feel alive. It's an incredible feeling riding a bike now for sure. Even when I took off here, I was like, okay, I feel it now a little bit. The one thing I will say is this bike is a lively bike in general, but now that I did the exhaust and it's de-restricted, you definitely feel the vibrations under you from the engine, and it's a livelier ride. I can't say that. It's definitely lively. Which is a good thing. I like when you can hear your bike. I like when you can feel it. You know that it's doing something. It's giving you a lot of feedback. I appreciate that. So getting out here and just going to go see what happens and test and see how it responds. So as I'm hitting it right now, I'm getting up on the gears. Again, I forgot to put it in race mode. I still didn't discover how to do that. I know how to do it now. I'm yet to actually go out and go see what that's like, but it was in sport mode. I got happy once the tune was done because there's a little icon at the bottom of the screen that says race. So for some reason I thought it was in race mode, which it wasn't. So that was kind of, and I was just like, I wanted to experience the bike, so I didn't want to stop at all. So I just kept going. But one of the cool things that I thought about the tune so far is the shifting got a lot smoother, even though it was already done smooth. So there's no knock there. But when I was doing the quick shifter and using it, you can definitely feel it goes right into gear easy. And that's 1 through 6. I've heard people complaining about the gears and the quick shifting being a little bit clunky. I have a ZX14R, and that big motor getting out of first into second is, you hear a huge ka-chunk. So this is definitely a lot smoother. A big engine in itself, but definitely it's smooth. I felt that right out the gate. The other thing I liked was the exhaust note and the lower end. I thought it was going to be even though you can hear the exhaust note while I'm riding the whole time. Yes, it's loud, but it's not a overbearing like drone sound, in my opinion. I've had exhaust in the past that I've just ditched because they just pierce your ears, and I don't know how you would say it. It just makes things uncomfortable. But when you have an actual really nice sounding exhaust that's put together well, it's definitely a cool sound, a cool deep throaty sound. No duty. But it's a pleasure to ride with. I also got some of these new Bluetooth earbuds that are made for baby ears like mine. but they fit into helmets, which is kind of suspect because it took me a good 10 minutes to try and get the helmet on with them out, not coming out. And once I finally did, now they work really well. And I like to hear the engine as well as I like to hear my music. I like to have an even mix, and it was perfect. When I got off this ride, I was dreading having that pinging, head ringing sensation from the noise being too great. But when I got off the bike and I took my helmet off, I was like, oh wow, okay, I feel okay, I'm normal. So that was a good surprise. And knowing that I can ride this bike without having these severe claims of, oh, you're gonna go deaf as soon as you put this on, because people kept telling me that, like, don't do that exhaust, it's gonna be way overbearing, and it's really not. It's something you gotta experience, or you gotta hear for yourself. If you've never been to a MotoGP race, you don't even know what I'm talking about, and that's a good portion of riders, which I don't understand. You like to go fast, but you don't want to see the world's fastest riders on bikes. I guess that have to do with a severe ego. But yeah, if you've never been to a MotoGP race or a World Superbike race or even Moto America, you need to go see it, because you're not fast. I'm telling you that right now. And your bike isn't as hooked up as you think it is. But again, if you're ego driven, you won't admit that to yourself, therefore you won't go. Usually when I go to those events, I see a lot of older cats that go there, and I'm usually chilling with them in Lincoln, but if you know what these parts are, you know how special they are. Yeah, it's pretty funny. One of the common questions I was getting was, why would you drop $2,200 on a slip-on? And even that's a misconception too, because the way this exhaust system is uniquely set up, the cat is actually at the end of the can and not towards the headers. So when I remove that part, it's specifically made to make it a full system. So that's the common misconception with that. And the second thing, at least that's what I was told. But the second thing is that it's MotoGP tech. I cannot say that enough. It's like, if you don't understand what that is, then that's like trying to buy a car and asking NASCAR to design parts for you. You won't get that. So I thought it's a novelty thing, but it's also something that's it's something to experience. Always got to shout out your fellow bike riders when you're going through. I was a little bit disappointed, by the way, by this ride too. At least going to my destination where I was trying to go. I'm riding by the river, but today it just seemed like there was slow traffic everywhere. Usually there's not, and so I was pretty much cruising the whole way. Couldn't hit no turns or anything. But it's all a good experience. I guess learning how the bike responds at low speed. It will do it, but you can definitely tell that it wants to go. It doesn't like to lug, but it will do it if it has to. So it's not uncomfortable. The one thing I did realize once I got into the canyons was how much the exhaust nut was reverberating off the canyon walls. Really cool. It would have been nice if I could get past these few cars here. As you can see, I'm not even doing that fast. I'm just 40 or less, and these guys I was just like, can you get out of the way? But it's so narrow. I'm not a daredevil like that no more. I'm trying to see my older years. So I don't jump out in front of traffic just to do it. This is also not a lane splitting state, so which sucks coming from California, but takes a little bit of patience, and then when things open up, then I usually get out of the way. But as you can see, it's beautiful scenery, so I take in a lot of the scenery as far as and the roads at the same time as much as possible. But overall, a good experience. I'm also got some more mods on the way. I'm gonna throw the velocity stacks in there after researching about what they do for the bike. And when I do that, then I'm retuning the bike again. Also, my sprint filter is on the way. I always throw those in my bikes. A side note, Sting's, he's still getting his makeover too, so I'm looking forward to doing that and taking all those fairings off. That's always fun. But yeah, I'm working with the guys at RSV4 fairings and trying to get them to fix my stuff for me so it comes out correct. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying the bike. I think this is like maybe my 5th or 6th ride on it. So I'm still just getting used to it. It tips in really nice and then it holds corners, so it's a different feeling, and I'm learning, the positioning of how I want to go about, tipping in and where your points of entry are and how you should proceed through them. The braking is awesome. It's probably by far the best braking bike I've ever been on. I haven't really touched none of the electronics. I'm kind of old school, so that's probably why I couldn't find race map, because I'm usually like, old school. You just turn on the key, okay, ready to go, and just kick it in the gear and go. I'm not used to all this TFT screens and all this kind of stuff that people like to use nowadays. It's cool, but if it didn't have to be there, it wouldn't rub me wrong at all. I prefer a bike to work over it complicating itself and then not working, which is what I see a lot of issues happening with bikes like that. They have so many electronics that they confuse the brain of the bike and then they don't work. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen to me. Like I said, the only thing that's cool is that at least I'll have a dealer or support service that's within range, so I can get to, which I didn't have that with the previous bike I used to own. So that's awesome. But yeah, so far it's looking good. I was saying I'm probably gonna add like some forged carbon, just accents here and there that I kind of spotted that I wanted to do. The fairings are a little bit odd to me. I can definitely see what people are saying about like they're kind of cheaply put together. Not a lot of like clips and things that hold them into place. They have like Velcro and little tabs that kind of slide in, but then they can come out at the same time. So those are like things that I'm gonna have to figure out. How can you fasten that to hold it, together? I like the mirrors, but they're gonna come off, and I'm probably gonna do bar ends. I already got some of those on the way. I already have block off plates on the way. So yeah, some of these things will be going. I like the Aprilia sign on my gas cap, but I don't like using the key, your ignition key, to open those, because I've experienced where over time I've bent the key trying to open the gas lid, and obviously it's because of the oxidation that gets in the lid, and then it's hard to open, so you have to put more pressure on the key to open it, and then it bends it. So I don't like that. I usually go ahead and get rid of those and get just the turn and pop CNC thing or whatever. So that's probably on the way. And finally these cars got out the way and I was able to get out of here. You can get the best takeoff. I'm still learning the gearing. I do know there's a lot of mid-range pop down in like second to third for sure. Fourth and up is more. It pulls, but it's not a heavy pull. Definitely different. And then also I was in sport mode, so I did still feel some restriction. I can try and pull the throttle at least 3/4 and it'll go up, but it's like you can tell it's not fully released. So that was the bummer that I was telling you about earlier. I was like, I should have researched this, trying to get in race mode, but I was excited to get out. So, sometimes it be like that. You just want to hop on the bike and get out and go ride and put some music on and just be floating, and that's usually how I am. So, if the pre-checks don't get done, as far as setting up stuff like that, then I'm just rolling. Sometimes it happens like that too with the camera. I'm usually using the GoPro. At some point I'll probably upgrade. I want to get a real camera instead of the action cam thing. It's getting kind of played in my opinion, but just to take proper photography and stuff like that. That's becoming one of my hobbies as well. Especially being out in nature, I like to get out and shoot and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But bike is a blast so far, and I can't say enough good things. So far, I haven't really. If I have to think of something negative, I don't really have nothing negative to say about it. It's been awesome. So I don't know. I don't have anything negative. I can only say it's been really, really good. I guess if I was to knock anything, I like aggressive clutches. So I don't know if this is only because this bike is brand new, and obviously I'm still breaking it in. I'm only a few hundred miles in, and I think the electronic braking aids might be attached to it. Like the MV was like that, so that could be holding things back as well. But I know on my 14, when I engage the clutch or let it out, you feel an aggressive. Hey, I'm going now. I like that. I don't really feel that. So if there was a knock, it's too smooth for me. But besides that, the bike is awesome, and it's definitely one of the liveliest bikes I've been on, and that's a good thing. So I'm looking forward to more. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned as I keep building Draco. And Draco, by the way, is a dragon. Okay, I'm not talking about a gun. You guys be smooth. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.